Hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. We're back for our Whatcha Making Wednesday broadcast. We are going to be continuing our Seiko Ayase build from Dandadan. And we're going to get into some wig making today. A little update on the cosplay progress. Not sure how well it can be seen, but got some deliveries this past week, and so we are almost halfway there to looking like Seiko already. We've got the yellow sweater that she wears underneath. Actually, let me show a picture as a reminder, kind of what we're aiming for. So this we've got nice yellow sweater, knit sweater to go underneath. I might switch out the buttons to kind of make them maybe a bit larger, or maybe just a different color to kind of match what Seiko is going for. I was really happy with the jacket I found. All of this is from Amazon, by the way. But this is what I intend to do, is to also maybe do some kind of print with the sleeves, as in, like, I want to maybe do like an iron-on type of decal, because I believe in like certain screenshots, later episodes of Dandadan, there is some writing on the sleeves of Seiko's jacket. I'll have to look up specific screenshots to figure out what those characters are. But what I would like to do is print them out on like some type of transferable paper, and then maybe do like an iron-on transfer of the sleeves. But already the base looks pretty similar to the reference shots that I've been looking at already. So yeah, pretty happy already with just the preliminary purchases. The kind of flow of this particular broadcast I kind of want to do is start gluing some of the wefts that we made last broadcast. Let me switch this back to just chatting.
Yeah.
So I want to start gluing the wefts that we made last broadcast onto our wig base, and kind of get that going. Once I made a good amount of wefts over the weekend. Actually, there's a good amount here, but
I will be put on the bench.
I want to try and get as many of them glued onto the base as possible, and get those drying. If that takes the whole hour, then that'll be this week's broadcast. If there's still time afterwards, though, I would very much like to show you guys what I intend to do for the bat that Seiko was holding. I am going to try and 3D print it. So if there's time at the end of this broadcast, I would love to show you guys a little bit of the plan for how I'm going to go about 3D printing it. I found a relatively good stencil file to use for my particular 3D printer. And it like actually has like Seiko's like written inscription on it that she uses to like cast spells and stuff. I think it even comes with like a little pencil attachment that she uses to like write her incantations. So yeah, kind of excited about that. Would like to show that off if we have enough time. So yeah, let's kind of get into it. Before we start, I'm gonna kind of make double use of this mannequin right now. It's gonna also double as my wig holder, my wig head holder. So we're gonna take off our lovely bodice. Seiko, love you. Thanks for the hugs. Okay. And then we have our lovely wig head, rocking the wig base cap. But yeah, so basically it's got a nice opening already, which will hopefully fit onto my mannequin stand. And it does. Yay. So this will make it easier than having it on my workbench, because it'll be more stable. And hopefully be able to see it a little better. Alright, so I'm going to kind of walk walk you through how I'm going to go about doing this. So I've been watching a lot of tutorials. Again, first time I've ever making a wig. Never made one before.
It's more fun.
But my intention is to kind of start with the, yeah, kind of just start with along the hairline, and then maybe start at least from the back, layering up as far as I can go, depending on how many wefts I have. I still have so much yarn that hasn't even been made into wefts yet, so I don't anticipate the wefts that I've already made to fill this whole head. There's still a lot more yarn to go. But my adhesive of choice today, tacky glue. The same tacky glue that I've been using to even create the wefts. Again, not going to go back into like a full tutorial again, but to kind of explain what we did last week. Basically, we cut all of our yarn relatively to length. I'm going to give it kind of a generous amount of length just because I'm not positive how much yarn we will need to create the updo, especially because we're going for volume. So I want to make sure I have more than enough yarn than not enough. So basically all I did was cut each, it was a lot of cutting and it was a lot of wrapping, but we got a bunch of individual strands of yarn cut to length, and we just glued them. We basically just glued them together with tacky glue until they created like kind of a nice little band up here at the top. And because it's tacky glue, it's pretty flexible, which is exactly what I want in a wig that I'm going to be wearing. I don't really want something stiff. It's very light, but still malleable. So if I do need to, well, also your head's curved. I want to be able to still be able to get curves, especially as I'm doing the hairline, going across the forehead and everything. Yeah. So highly recommend tacky glue or any kind of glue that is still going to give you solid adhesion, but still malleable and flexible to what you want it to do. All right, so I am just going to jump right in. So I've got paintbrush. That's basically what I'm going to do, to just kind of brush the glue onto the base, and then I'm just going to stick the weft right there. I've also got wig T pens, to help tack them on to the styrofoam base as it dries, just to give it a little bit of extra security as the glue starts to set. So make sure I got those ready on the desk. Can see. Just want to focus. Let me see. I think that works a little better. All right. So my intention after this stream is to stock up on more tacky glue. This bottle is almost already empty, and just from making all of the wefts. So if I'm going to have to glue all of the wefts to the base and make more wefts, I'm going to need to definitely stock up on more glue. But this bottle has served me well for many, many years. So I am being very generous with the amount of glue here, only because I am not positive how much it's going to take to actually get it to adhere to the base. Speaking of the base, it's just a basic netted nylon wig base. Got it from Sally's Beauty. Shout out to them. Appreciate you helping out with the cosplay. But yeah. Nothing fancy. It was just a simple $5 wig base. It's got, I don't know if you can see it with the camera, but it's also got adjustable straps on it, which I personally like. I feel like it's going to give better adhesion to my head when I'm wearing it. Especially with an updo, I'm anticipating gravity is going to be fighting me a lot to keep it on my head. So having some extra elastic straps on it to help will be really good. So what I'm doing also right now is I am trimming the top of the weft. One, I wanted to get it as straight as a line as possible, but also I just don't want that much excess yarn on the weft. I just don't think it needs to be that big. Alright, so turn this way, and we're just going to, yeah. Alright, a little too long. I want to try and keep it in between these two straps. So I'm just going to cut off that little bit of excess. Right, perfect. Right. Oh, that looks really good. Alright, and then we've got a couple of pins. Make sure to hold it into place. See, it's already trying to peel off. Pins will hold it in place while it dries. There she is. Alright, so basically we're just going to repeat that over and over and over again until we have at least Seiko in a down hairstyle at the very least. But yeah, and we're still going to keep this little bit that we cut off because that could be really good for like a sideburn or potential fill-in somewhere else. So I anticipate that even if I'm pretty meticulous about layering all these wefts, there's still going to be some gaps or bald spots or whatever. So having little pieces like this to kind of just stick in there, you need a little bit of patching you want to hold on to.
Nothing at all up there.
So this are all the wefts that I managed to get done over the weekend. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so at least a dozen wefts I managed to get done over the weekend. Pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna start attaching them. I have them cut in various lengths, some longer, some shorter. Again, wanted to have a variety as we work around the head. Different shapes.
Right on our way downtown. Walking fast.
Turn this way. So I'm gonna go. So we did the back. I'm gonna start here on the side, right below the ear. Get my tacky glue.
You picked up the shockwave mine and then I used it to stun the clown. It worked pretty well, but then I couldn't hit him with anything to kill him. Somebody else take it, because I have one grenade and one trip on it. I'll leave it here. Can just leave it here too.
our weft. Oh, yeah, that's a little too long. So, yep, gonna try and trim the wefts to not be super, super thick at the top. Placed kind of where I want.
I got the diamond warfare.
And then pin it in place.
36. Jared. Can somebody help me lift this? Yeah, if we knock it over, it's gonna shoot fire.
It's weird, like how just like two wefts already kind of make it look like a person almost. With some really sexy locks, just saying. That's the thing. I don't anticipate. This is me personally. This is my personal approach to cosplay. Take it. You can take it or leave it. This is not a rule. I don't think anyone has to do this. But my approach to cosplay, because I am a black cosplayer, I blackify every character that I cosplay. It is never an accurate representation of the character from the show, because I just know I'm never going to be able to replicate the person. I'm not hiding my skin tone. So my approach to cosplay, yes, is a black reimagining of the character. What would Seiko Ayase be like if she were born into this world as a black woman? What would Monkey D. Luffy look like if he was born into this world as a black person? Like that's my approach to all of my characters. So they will have traditional black hair textures, black hair styles, though recreations of their styles, but like if I were to do Sora from Kingdom Hearts, I'd still have the spiky hair, but it's going to be spiky dreadlocks. But in still the same shape of Sora, so it's still recognizable as the character, but it's just my reimagining of them if they were a different ethnicity. So my intention for Seiko is to, her hair is going to be micro locks. These are still it's still going to be the updo. It's still going to be, white hair. She's still a grandma. But, she's going to be a sister. That's all I can say. She's going to be a sister. So I am very excited to bring her to life in this way, in this vein. I want to make sure she can get invited to the cookout. So already looking pretty good. All right, next we're gonna go same side, behind the other ear. Add some glue, add our weft. Keep on keeping on. That's way too long. Too short. It's just right. Goldilocks. Gotta find the right weft length that I don't have to cut too much off. Fit behind the ear. again. There we go. Lovely. This is coming out good.
Take this one straight to the extraction. Wait,
Yeah, I'm probably gonna put one of the small ones actually. That would be perfect.
Okay. Stop hitting it.
There we go. Hold it in place. Okay. All right. She's looking good. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of almost half the head, at least the back at least.
This a third?
All right, let's start doing the front.
No. Yeah, we just carried it out. What are you talking about? You and I carried it.
All right.
I don't know. Yeah, we should hit the first one. We have enough. We need to protect it from gnomes anyway.
Like the little pop the glue sound makes when I finally get it to come out of the bottle. Just a little pop. Okay. It's too long.
Hit it. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Unbelievable. We missed a bunch. We gotta get out of here. Fuck! More gnomes! Go, Jesus!
Too long.
Stupid little bastards. Beat them. Come here. Come here.
Okay.
Goddamn fucking gnomes.
Lovely. Oh, I'm very pleased with how this is turning out. I feel like there's going to be a lot more troubleshooting later on down the road, but I don't know. Enjoying wig making. At least when it's yarn wigs. I don't know if I'd feel the same way about hair, just because I kind of have some sensory issues when it comes to the texture of hair. I don't know. But yarn is like so soft, like a blanket. And you make clothes out of it and wear it as sweaters, so I feel like it won't cause me to have like a sensory meltdown to have basically a yarn hat on my head as opposed to like a hair hat, which I don't know, just sounds unappealing to me. I don't, but that's definitely my autism showing.
Does it always do
Okay.
that?
One more, because I see it kind of pulling up in the middle there. Make sure it's really gonna be glued down. Okay. Let's do the other side.
You want to try one of these energy crystals? I don't. I dropped it once before and it blew up. Anything up there, Jared? I'm fine with the ducky.
I'm also finding with yarn, as opposed, well, I haven't really worked with hair, aside from wearing wigs myself, like not making them, but I've also found that while I've been making these wefts and everything, that yarn doesn't really tangle, or not really, not so much tangle, but get knotted up like hair does. So I feel like it's I may not have the same issues with like detangling.
I wouldn't worry about that.
That other friends of mine who have made wigs have lamented to me about. It's like, I don't even like doing my own hair. I don't like doing hair. I don't like doing my own hair, which is why I do protective styles like dreads and stuff that don't need much fuss. But that's the thing. I think that's also why I've kind of avoided wig making, even though I've been cosplaying for decades now, almost. But never dabbled in wig making. Like, I don't like doing my own hair. I don't want to do somebody else's hair. And then wear it like it's my hair. But No, the making yarn wigs though might be my way in. That might be my foothold into the wig making world. Some wefts here on the floor. Make sure I don't get tangled in my chair. All right, so got the back, got the sides. I don't know what I want to do with the front. Only because it, I'm gonna go back to her reference picture. This is probably the best one I have of her hair for reference. All right, so she does have a bit of a bang. That's the thing. She does have a swoop bang in the front, and then the rest kind of gets pulled, looks like it gets pulled up into an updo. I don't know how I want to do the bang. That's the biggest thing. I don't know if I want to...
Who wants the duck?
Sorry, I'm mentally thinking. I should probably speak my thoughts out loud if I'm streaming. My thoughts. I am contemplating whether or not I want to cut the bang into the yarn, as in basically just do kind of a uniform random glue, not random gluing, but you know, just covering the head with the wefts. Really no main concern about pattern, right? Just make sure everything gets filled. And then like worry about styling it like you would a normal head of hair. Just like, yeah, just part it here, part it there, cut, 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 cut. Swoop.
Because it's already activated.
Thing is, I have never seen a tutorial that does it like that. That's my only hesitation, is that every tutorial that I have been watching on wig making, they go about the construction or the styling of the wig like a construction project. They kind of do it block by block. I don't know how to describe it, if this is making sense in any way, but it feels more
We should just send this.
blocky, like making
Let's do
a
it.
puzzle or
Just get
putting together like a birdhouse as opposed to like hair styling. I don't know. Being black, I frequented so many hair salons over and over again. Like I've seen women walk out of hair salons with Seiko's updo. Like I've seen it. Like I'm not. Tell me y'all don't have aunties that have this hairstyle. Like tell me you don't. And so I'm probably being overconfident and thinking that no, just style it like you would a regular head of hair. You don't need to really glue the wefts in a certain way or anything. Now I'm again probably shooting myself in the foot because I've never made a wig before, so there's probably unforeseen things 10 steps from now that I am not planning for because I just don't have the foresight. So my this is the impasse I'm at. I'm deciding whether or not I want to follow the tutorials that I've been seeing online and kind of stick with what they've been doing, even though they're not making the same wig I'm making. Or go about it like I'm just like I would if I'm styling someone's hair. Like style it like a hairstyle. And in that case, if I'm going to glue the wefts in any kind of way, I'm going to glue it to be the most natural
You hit me into the fire.
to a real human head and scalp and how your
I
hair
was
would
trying to hide
naturally
from
grow.
And pulled out my shockwave mine, and then I got hit into the fire.
Even if I say it out loud, that feels like the more, maybe not the more natural way to go, but it feels at least
in the next room. Go grab it and set it up at the door.
true to me. At least feels accurate to me. So let's go for that. Let's do that. Ooh, we're at 7:45. Okay, so let's. I do want to show that 3D print. All right.
I didn't set it off. It's sitting there.
All right, let's do. Because I think we're okay. Let me switch this back.
It's on the ground in there. I saw it.
I apologize. So, we've got about 15 minutes left in tonight's broadcast. I do still really want to show that 3D print of the back because, to be honest, I'm really excited about that. I'm really enthusiastic about 3D printing ever since my spouse bought me this 3D printer for Christmas this past year. I've been printing so much. There's so many things in my house that's 3D printed. It's like, I'm like, okay, tangent. So this like little 3D Pikachu that I'm in the middle of painting, it's gonna be a little flower pot. It comes with this little removable Pokeball, and then Pikachu holds the little Pokeball, and then you can put a little plant in it, and it grows. So very into 3D printing. So, and of course, my Neopets cosplay was most 3D printed. So oh, all right, yeah, let's get into it. Let's just jump into it. Let me pull up the stencil file so you guys can see what's coming up. Oh my God, there was someone in the chat this whole. Oh my Jesus, I am so sorry. Oh my goodness, Zoodle, I'm so sorry. I did not see that you were in the chat. My apologies. All right, let me see what you were asking. Okay, tell me about your family, married, kids. Do you like chips? What kind of chips? Ooh, these are all good questions. So good. Sorry, random. So family. I am married. I don't have kids aside from my fur babies, who will no doubt at some point when I'm not working with yarn make an appearance on the channel. But 2 cats and a corgi. Yeah, they're a handful. They're a handful. They're 3 of the most I don't know, they just have big personalities. All of them have big personalities. And it's never a dull moment in the house with all 3 of them there. Let's see. Do I like chips? Yes, but I do have a particular kind of chip that I like. I'm a tortilla chip girly. I love Fritos. I love blue corn chips. I love guac and salsa, as long as it's not too spicy. Love a good green salsa, salsa verde. But yeah, I would say though, if I'm going to be completely honest, when it comes to my snack game, it's mostly cereal. I'm a big cereal head. I am a connoisseur of the cereals. Top 5, just off the bat. Favorite cereals: Lucky Charms, Fruity Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Been really getting into Oat Crunch Cheerios lately. Really random. But I don't know. I tried it one day from the grocery store. Been in love ever since. And Honey Bunches of Oats, but only with the almonds. Maybe Cap'n Crunch Berries. That can come in the rotation, but I gotta be. My blood sugar's gotta be really low that day. It's just so sweet. Even Lucky Charms, with with the marshmallows in it, ain't as sweet as Cap'n Crunch with the Crunch Berries some days, at least in my opinion. But yeah. But yeah, thank you, Zoodle. Thank you for giving me the snack tangent really quick. I always appreciate a good snack tangent. All right, but let me pull up this stencil so I can show you guys kind of what I plan for the 3D print. All right, let me see if I can get this to come up. Okay, here we go. Perfect. All right, nice. All right. let me open the file I want. Open project.
More so than normal.
File loading.
Better out than in, that's right.
Nice. Okay.
Eyebrows on
So. Let me that. Ooh. Alright, let's see if I can do my best to share my screen here so you guys can see what it's looking like. Nice. Okay, good. I was hoping the screen would share. All right, so just for context, the type of printer I have specifically, it is a bamboo P1S series printer. And the printer itself comes with its own software to handle print files, basically. So I was able to find a print file of Seiko Ayase's specific bat that comes with the engravings and everything already on it. So this is kind of what we're going to start printing. Now this is going to be a long print. This isn't going to be a you know, nothing quick. So basically we're breaking down the bats into multiple plates. This is basically just the square that this is sitting on. And yeah, we're going to have to do multiple prints. So we're going to have to do at least five prints, 5 parts of the bat that will need to be printed and then assembled and painted. I'll also need to be adding, let me see if I can show this.
I'm glad they made money.
Zoom in.
It's a bad year for movies.
Perfect. Okay, so the print also includes these holes for braces. So I will need to purchase them, of course. I haven't bought them yet, but I will need to include some type of metal or wood, whichever is lighter or more sturdy, but some structural beams inside to basically give it a little bit more stability. And, you know, basically by swinging the bat, it's not going to break right off. It's going to give at least a little bit of stability, since this is all plastic. This is just printed plastic. Great though, because it's lightweight, easy to carry, perfect for cosplays, but will need some reinforcing to hold up for the day, or whenever I want to wear it. So yeah, I'm very, very excited about this. My intention is to have a kind of a separate window, kind of separate stream of my printing this, so you guys can kind of watch. It's kind of like a weird ASMR, just kind of watching the nozzle go back and forth as it prints out each individual thing. But it is fun to watch. It's a nice fun time lapse to kind of watch it go from nothing to something, a bat or a Pikachu or something else. So yeah, that's kind of my intention. That's my plan. Hopefully I will have that set up for everyone next stream. I'm actually getting a delivery hopefully tomorrow of some more PLA. PLA is the plastic spools that that you use to print. So I wanted to make sure I had plenty enough for this bat. We've got several spools already here at my house, but they're kind of like specialty, like PETG and like special like wood grain stuff, like stuff I would use for cosplay, but probably more for like commissions, not stuff I'm gonna do for myself for fun. I'm just using basic PLA because it's the cheapest available, but it's strong. It'll do perfectly well. So yeah, that's the plan. That will be hopefully next week. The plan for the rest of the cosplay. I'm going to again over the weekend continue gluing the wefts I've already made onto our wig base. I'll probably also continue making more wefts because I'm sure the wefts I've already made are not going to be enough. So I'll just continue making some more of those. Next broadcast will probably, honestly, I probably will have still some more wig making. I guess we'll check in on the wig progress to see how I do over the weekend. But also, I kind of want next week's stream to be more of a 3D print themed broadcast. So, kind of maybe going more in depth about how my particular printer works. For anyone who is not familiar with 3D printing at all or never even seen a 3D printer, I think it would be very valuable to see. Shout out Bamboo, my the particular brand of printer that I have. I have been over the moon with. I mean, I didn't purchase it; it was a gift, but I'm over the moon with using it. I had a few troubleshooting things here and there, especially as I did my Neopets Fairy print, which I will definitely go into in more detail next week for sure, as we kind of get into what is 3D printing and kind of how to go about it. I'll tell you right now, I am not a... I don't make the stencil files. I don't make the 3D files themselves. I would love to learn Fusion and Blender and Shaper 3D and all those other different softwares and stuff to learn how to create your own 3D models. But I'm just not there yet. And also I've just found that there's just a lot out there. There's a lot of people out there that do know how to 3D model and are very great about posting their creations open source for people like me, fellow makers, to use. And so, shout out to anyone doing open source coding and anything for the community out there. Appreciate you. A lot of my cosplays are the result of open source sewing patterns, prop patterns, codes, and what have you. So thank you. Appreciate you. I guess we're pretty much right at our hour. Pretty much gonna wrap this up here for Whatcha Makin' Wednesday. Gonna let Seiko's hair dry, or the glue dry, and just keep on keeping on, continuing building out her wig at the most part, and then next week start on her bat. Those are probably the two biggest things I would say that distinguish this character: her iconic updo and her steel bat. So it'll be really fun to build those out with everybody watching. But anyway, hope you all enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I will be back again on Friday. We're going to continue playing through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. If you're able to tune into that, much appreciative. If not, no worries, because I have also launched my YouTube channel for this Twitch channel, where I'm uploading all my VODs. And hopefully edited down clips eventually for like shorts and stuff. But yeah, if you ever miss a live, the VOD will be up on the YouTube. I'm gonna try and get consistent. I would like to try and have it at least the following day. So if I stream Whatcha Makin' Wednesdays, I hope to have the VODs up by the following day, Thursday. If I, stream Friday nights, I hope to have the VODs up of that stream, Saturday, maybe Sunday. But yeah, that's my intention, to at least keep that consistent update with what we got going on here on Twitch. But yeah, very grateful to everyone watching, anyone popping in and popping out. Thank you, Zoodle, for lurking and checking in and asking snack questions. But yeah, hopefully you can see you guys Friday. And if not, enjoy your week.